Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Face in your face. Face in your face.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it's called Uncommon Sense because here on this platform, we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions. But not everyone uses logic. So, for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. I also have another YouTube channel, a much smaller one called the Latina Diaspora, where I talk about issues pertaining to Latinos residing in the United States. Um, in the description, there is a link to that channel. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel, whether you've been there from the very beginning or you just joined as late as today. I really appreciate all the love and all the support that you've me, and especially from the new subs. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media, as well as those who allow me to enter into your devices and those who watch from the clouds, even the haters. So, what I'm going to ask you to do is the following. If you have not done so, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and set the bell notification to all. So, therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. So, tonight's topic is how to love yourself. And I'm not going to lie, part of it, um, it was conceived due to, the fact that you have certain individuals who are not pleased with their phenotype, which not who are not pleased with their skin color. And what they'll do is they'll bleach their skin to try to make it look lighter or darker. Okay. And to me, that cries self-hating. Okay. Because I truly believe each one of us is wonderfully made. Okay. And you don't know what harm you could be doing by bleaching your skin. But before we get into the main topic, I'm going to have another episode of In My Words. First of all, I want to start by again saying a real thank you to all those who expressed birthday wishes to me Monday on my social media. I really do appreciate it. Okay. And it shows that you have a lot of love for me. And hopefully, you find my content um, to be satisfactory. Okay. Um, of course, I reached another milestone, which is 62, which makes me eligible to get Social Security with a reduced benefit. And of course, I age closer to the time that I will retire. When will I retire? One day. When? I will determine when it's my time. Okay. Um, now, tonight, actually, today is another birthday. Okay. Good evening, Irby. Thank you very much for stopping by. And you're definitely one of my most faithful supporter and mod. And of course, we have the presence of Dreadlock Diaries, who, of course, has her YouTube channel where she talks about her dreadlock story and how to develop, not only develop dreadlocks, but with the proper care of dreadlocks and what to do and what not to do. And she also has another YouTube channel called Great Why and Why. So I'm gonna ask that you show some love and you check out her content. And I'm just waiting for the day that Irby um, decides to create his own content, and I'll be supporting it. But today is Denise's birthday. Okay, um, she is, I believe, 37 years old. Okay, now I know that she's been away from these YouTube streets for a considerable amount of time. Um, you know, one thing we have to bear in mind that she is a mother, and her son, which I believe will be 2 years old this December on Christmas Eve, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you, Irby. And and I think we all agree that Denise is a very special person to all of us. Not just because of her content as a YouTube creator, but also as the type of person that she is. Those are us that have been granted the privilege of being part of her inner circle. Okay. Um, I just want to say to you, Denise, my favorite cyber daughter, that happy birthday. May you have many years of health. Okay. And I hope that you're celebrating your birthday in whatever fashion you deem appropriate. Okay. I know, and I think I can speak for a lot of people. Denise, you've been sorely missed here in these YouTube streets. But, life goes on. And there are more important things than create content. Okay. And one thing I have said before, and I will continue to state, that it takes a lot of time to create content. Okay. First of all, trying to come up with a topic that that you hope that the audience will like, and then doing your research, and then share the information. Okay. And also, it's not an easy job because when you are a YouTube creator, you do open yourself to a lot of criticism. Some of it constructive, others is not. And of course, you have your haters who say everything about you and call you everything other than a child of God. So it's not easy. And the fact of the matter is, you do need a thick skin in order to be a YouTube creator. That is the reality. If you do not have a thick skin, I would not suggest that you expose yourself and be a YouTube creator. But I just want to say, Denise, whenever you do watch this, happy birthday. You're sorely missed. And you know that I love you very much and that I'm always here. I'm just a phone call away. I wish I can give you a cyber hug, so to speak, but it is what it is. Now, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is, of course, this going back and forth with Exoticals United, and this going back and forth with her and Chrissy, and this going back and forth with her and Gigi and Multi, and this obsession about basing everything pretty privilege. I mean, I know I'm a little bit old fashioned, but the problem is when you base everything on pretty privilege, what happened is it's a reality that eventually you will get old, okay? And you're not going to be as pretty compared to someone that's younger, that's more feminine, that's more shapely, or what have you. So to be basing everything on pretty privilege, that's very shallow in my book. Now I know I'm not gonna make any friends um, with examples you're not with these remarks, but you know what? There's more to life than to get your exotical text. Okay, there's character. Okay, I would rather be judged on my character and or be judged by my looks. Okay, look, I know for a fact I'm old, I'm bald, and I'm fat. Okay, but I am a person of character, and that's more important. Okay, than to be pretty or handsome or whatever or clever, what have you. Okay, and of course I refer to them as the pretty dumb club because to be basing everything on looks alone, looks can be deceiving. And I would rather base everything on character and by actions. That's just me. And of course, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So I'm going to be devoting a stream regarding domestic violence on Monday. So I'm just going to share some information about it. Um, it's something that people know very little about, and people tend to be very judgmental when it comes to domestic violence. And the fact of the matter is this: until we walk in their shoes, we really don't know what they're going through. Okay. And it's very easy to opine about things that you have no knowledge about. Okay. I would rather study and speak out of intelligence than to speculate. That's just me. Um, of course, we are in the month of October, which is a lot of festivals and things like that, like Oktoberfest, and then there's Halloween and things of that nature. Um, all I'm gonna say when it comes to Halloween, I mean, I respect you wishing to observe Halloween, but at the same time, I will hope that you respect the fact that I choose not to celebrate Halloween. It is my choice. Okay. And when everything is said and done, that's what makes this country great, that we have the freedom to choose to do or not what to do. Okay. And this is not a dictatorship. Well, it's not exactly a democracy, but it's a republic, so to speak. But when everything is said and done, excuse me, just give me a moment. we're going to get into the main topic. Now, let me just state for the record that the link to join the panel has been pinned. Should anyone at any time wishes to be part of the panel, hit the link and it'll be your opportunity to opine regarding the topic. Again, let me just state for the record, if I've never seen you before, if I never heard from you before, I will insist that you come up in the backstage um, before I let you on the panel. So therefore, no one will try to flash anything inappropriate, which will cause the people of YouTube to take down their stream. Okay. Unfortunately, we do have members of the peanut gallery that love to do things like that. So, with that being said, what inspired me to pick this topic is that unfortunately, we have people that have difficulty loving themselves. Okay. Because they're not handsome enough, they're not pretty enough, they're not thin enough. Okay. They don't have the small noses, they don't have um, the beautiful hair, the beautiful skin, or what have you. Uh, the different phenotype. Okay. There are lots of reasons. And again, part of it was inspired by the sad story that people who felt the need to bleach their skin, okay, so they can alter their appearance. Now, of course, you as an adult, you can do whatever you like, but I would submit to you is that when you are bleaching your skin, you do not know what type of damages you can cause your skin. Okay. There are people who are sensitive to bleach. Okay. And bleach is meant for to clean your clothing. It is not meant to have any contact with your skin. And of course, one perfect example is Sammy Sosa. For those of you who do not know him, he was a baseball player who played um, for the Texas Rangers and I think and the Chicago Cubs. And he was a melanated Dominican. Okay. However, for whatever reason, Sammy Sosa decided to bleach his skin to change his appearance. Why? I wish I knew. But you know what? It would be great if we can do a study, um, you know, as far as what are the damages to your skin by bleaching it. Okay. Now, will it stop some people from bleaching? Probably not. I mean, in my humble opinion, I think part of it is issues of self esteem. Okay. And then when you have certain individuals in these YouTube streets who take pride in hiding their image, hiding their appearance, okay, using devices to mask over their voice, um, to me, they're chameleons, okay. Now, for good or for worse, you see my avatar. That's me. That is how I exactly look like. I am not going to hide behind uh, 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 an avatar, which this shows an image which I'm not. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what, Irby? All this is to try to get a certain look artificially. Okay. Look, there are people who look wonderful. Okay. Whether you be melanated or not, whether you light skinned or not. Okay. We're all made and each one of us is unique in our own different way. Okay. And the sooner that we can appreciate it, the healthier our self esteem will be. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. So, this is an article that I saw today in Medical News Today. As you can see, yes. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's like you're trying to improve on what God has created, in my opinion. You can't. Why? Okay, it's like trying to improve on a Ferrari or a Jaguar or a Mercedes Benz. You can't. So let's see what excuse me. Let's see. Just give me a moment. Oh fudge. Okay, let's a lack of confidence and low self esteem can affect how people feel about themselves and their abilities. Practicing self care and positive self talk can help. If people have low self esteem and lack confidence, they may have an unbalanced view of themselves and feel doubtful of their abilities or what they have to offer. Low self esteem and a lack of confidence can negatively affect people's relationship, work, or studies. Without intervention, it may also have a negative effect on their mental and physical health. Okay, so this, and see that we have a young lady, looks like she in her 30s. I could be wrong. So, what are confidence and self esteem? Confidence is the belief someone has in themselves, in their abilities, and their ideas. If a person has confidence, they generally understand and accept themselves as they are. According to the National Alliance of Mental Illness, self esteem is how someone is perceived themselves and how they feel who they are and what they do. A person with high levels of self esteem will feel positive about themselves and recognize their good qualities. In contrast, someone with low self esteem may feel negatively about themselves and may not see themselves as worthy of love, feeling good, or having a successful, happy life. An individual may feel confident about a certain ability or skill that they have, but have low self esteem if they view themselves negatively. And as you see here, there is a quiz. For the sake of birthday, we're not going to do that. Well, there's certain things we can do to improve self-esteem and confidence. Okay. Number one, Be kind to themselves. People try challenging unkind thoughts and replacing them with positive self-talk as though speaking with a loved one. Avoiding comparisons to others and considering avoiding media or social and media accounts that may lead to negative thoughts. Using positive affirmations, reminding themselves that it's okay to make mistakes. Now, the problem with social media that sometimes it creates an image that does not exist of what a person should be or what a person should do. So let's, excuse me. Okay. Okay, another thing to do, practice self care. Looking after a person's physical health can also help their mental health. People can try getting into good quality sleep, eating a balanced diet, taking part in physical activity. Okay. You'd be surprised by maintaining a healthy diet, getting quality sleep, and being physically active, how that will boost your self-esteem. Okay. But it can and it does. Excuse me. Another thing we can do, excuse me, just give me a moment. Try to focus on the positives. People can celebrate their successes and keep in note of their achievements, things that have gone well, compliments they have received. Now, there are other things you can do, such as spending time with people that feel positive to be around with, practicing being assertive, which means saying yes or no to others to set boundaries, taking part in activities that feel fun and enjoyable, learning to project the appearance of confidence with body language and speaking patterns, which may influence how people feel internally. Learning a new skill, meeting different people, or trying a new experience. Okay, so let's see. Now, here are some signs. Just give me a moment. Of low self-esteem. Okay. People may have low self-esteem if they are highly critical of themselves, ignore or downplay their positive qualities, think they are inferior to their peers, use negative words when describing themselves, has negative self-talk, avoid taking credit for their achievement instead of putting it down to luck, blame themselves for things that go wrong rather than considering other factors that are out of their control. They does not believe in compliments about them. So these are the things that can happen when you have low self-esteem. Now, when you have low confidence, these are the signs. Feelings of self-doubt, passive or submissive behavior, difficulty trusting others, feeling inferior to others, overly insensitive to criticism, feeling unloved. People who feel confident in certain areas, such as work or studies, but less confident in other areas, such as personal relationship. Yeah, that's true, Irby. That's true. Irby said they don't forget that people that have racial low self-esteem. Yeah. So now we're going to deal with the causes. Causes of low self-esteem may stem from childhood. If a person does not receive love, affection, and positive interaction in childhood, they may lack sense of worth or inner value. If people grow up experience a high level of pain or hurt, they may negatively affect their self-esteem. Constant criticism may harm self-esteem and a person's negative self-talk. Several factors that may affect confidence, such as results at work or at school, the media and social media, body image and feelings about appearance, the level of support people have around them, achievements or skill levels, physical and mental health issues, feeling the need to conform or fit with in peers, perfectionism, comparison to others, pressure to achieve or excel in certain areas, bullying or abuse, stigma or discrimination, moving away from a safe or familiar area of or loved ones, family or relationship problems. So, what are the effects of low self-esteem and low confidence? Let's take a look at that. Low self-esteem throughout childhood and early adulthood may increase the likelihood of addiction in later life. It has common links to depression and anxiety, and in turn, the stigma around mental illness may result in low self-esteem or confidence. If a person feels negatively about themselves, it may have a negative effect on relationships. A 2019 study found that low self-esteem in students had a significant effect on their quality of life. Researchers found out that low self-esteem had an association with anxiety, depression, academic stress, and I'm just going to say self-deletion thoughts. Low confidence may lead people to make negative decisions about how they treat themselves or let others treat them. People may also make unhealthy choices to avoid situations and withdraw. These behaviors may start a negative cycle, creating further loss of confidence. Confidence and self-esteem may fluctuate over time, but if individuals have long periods of low self-esteem or self-confidence, they can speak with a healthcare professional. A doctor can check for any mental health issues such as depression or anxiety and suggest steps that people can take to feel better. And this is just I'm just going to go ahead to the summary. Low self-esteem and a lack of confidence can affect how people view themselves, including their self-belief and abilities, and may negatively affect their work, studies, relationships, or health. Low self-esteem and lack of confidence may have association with mental health conditions such as anxiety and depression. Taking steps to replace negative thoughts with positive thoughts and become less critical of themselves may help individuals to improve on their self-esteem and confidence. If people have difficulty with low self-esteem or lack of confidence, they can contact a mental health organization or speak with a healthcare professional. And we're going to plug it here. So part of the problem is that when you don't have a healthy self-esteem or you don't value yourself, what happens is you view yourself in an extremely negative and extremely critical way. Okay. And that can also affect how you interact with others. Okay. And it is my belief part of the reasons why some people make poor choices as far as their partner is concerned is that some of them don't think that they're worthy of love. Some of them think that they can find someone that can accept them for whom they are. Now, there's nothing wrong with self improvement. However, when you look at yourself in a negative light all the time, um, it makes it very hard for you to love yourself. Okay, so just give me a moment. So I'm going to share another article. Uh, just give me a moment. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share another article um, as far how to love yourself. So what I did was I just shared some of the barriers that people face in loving themselves, and some of those barriers can be very substantial. So what I'm going to do is share my screen again. Just give me a moment. Okay. Now, actually, I came across this website called Self. Okay, as soon as the image would appear. Okay. Now, this article was written March. No, thanks. Sorry for the pop-ups. March 4th of 2022. And the name of the article is How to Love Yourself for Real According to Therapists. Okay. How to Love Yourself advice is ubiquitous these days. Step into your favorite local gift shop, excuse me, and you will find self-love manifestation candles toppled with rose quartz, positive affirmations card decks, and pillow and bars with green brown self-compassionate quilts. Scroll down through Instagram or TikTok and you'll probably encounter influencers types spouting out self-love advice that often ignore the many complex reasons why someone might struggle with self-worth. A barrage of "you just have to love yourself" toxic positivity that was brilliantly and hilariously portrayed by the second episode of Euphoria Season 2. Self-love sells. Are we really buying it though? Cat fun Euphoria certainly isn't. But while it may seem cheesy or oversimplified, most mental health professionals will tell you in one way or another that being kinder to and more accepting of yourself is important for both mental well being and healthy relationships. However, a variety of factors, trauma, years of self criticism, and systematic discrimination, to name a few, can make this simple sounding practice even more complicated and much easier said than done. Chances are, if you click on this, okay, now I'm just going to go to uh, the things that can do the helpful. Okay. Number one, think of self love as a practice, not as a destination, and define it for yourself. Let me just make sure there's no one. Okay. There is no finish line you cross when you officially love yourself. Self love is neither constant nor permanent. It's not the same thing as being in love with yourself. So if the word love doesn't feel right to you, consider working toward acceptance or neutrality. We often define love as this fairy tale sense where everything needs to be perfect and then apply the same pressure to self love, which isn't realistic. Whitney Goodman, uh, author of Toxic Positivity, Keeping It Real in a World Obsessed with Being Happy, tells self, we don't have to love everything about ourselves, and certain days will be easier than others. Just like in other long-term relationships, sometimes loving ourselves is a just commitment, persevering acceptance of general neutrality. Licensed critical psychologist Alexander Solomon, assistant professor at Northwestern University and author of Loving Bravely, 20 Lessons of Self-Discovery to Help You Get the Love You Want, tells self, and don't expect to cultivate new thoughts planned overnight. Like any habit, accepting and being kind to yourself takes practice. Know that you don't have to love yourself, you don't have to love your reality in order to love or accept or forgive yourself. Imagine your closest friends and family members will show up with love for you when you're at your worst, least successful, and insert negative adjective self. Now ask yourself, what would you treat yourself the same? Would you treat yourself the same way? We love our friends and family despite their faults, but it's so hard for many of us to love our families' faulty selves. When we realize that perfection is not a prerequisite to being loved by other people or loving yourself, it can begin to practice self acceptance and maybe eventually self love. Okay, so we're going to go. But everyone who's words shirts and could knows that accepting your mistakes. When I work with patients, with clients, I see the majority of them suffering from coming from a longing of things to be different from what they are. Goodman said she uses a dialectical behavior therapy called radical acceptance to help people accept the reality of their lives and also having hope for their future. This practice is rooted in the theory that to accept our imperfect selves, we must acknowledge our reality. What we resist persists, Dr. Goodman says. In other words, if you deny what's happening, you're more likely to get stuck on negative self talk. It shouldn't be that way, or I shouldn't have done that. Conversely, if you practice not acknowledging your reality in a non judgmental terms, this is my situation or this is what happened, you'll be better able to accept and move past things you can't control. The word accept is key here. You don't have to like what's happening. Dr. Goodman emphasizes, for example, it's okay and natural to feel disappointed that you didn't get called back for the second interview. By accepting the facts of the situation, they didn't call me back and I'm disappointed can prevent you from feeling that you are a disappointment. The idea is to avoid getting stuck in self-blame spiral. By first validating your thoughts, yourself for what you should have done differently. Yes, even if you mispronounce the company's name. Self forgiveness is another practice that can foster self love and acceptance. Dr. Gooden says again, forgiving yourself is often easier in theory than in practice. But one way she recommends that letting people off the hook in all these situations. If, for example, a relationship doesn't work out, try not to be hard on yourself for the 5 months that you invested in the other person or the way that you acted that you're not proud of. Instead, ask yourself what you learned during these months that might benefit you in the future. Self love doesn't mean we won't make mistakes. It supports us in taking responsibility when we do something we're not happy about so we can easily move forward. Dr. Gooden says. Okay, let me just check. It's also important to note the process of learning to accept and or forgive yourself may bring us deep sadness. When you think about how much time you spend beating yourself up, comparing yourself to others, or being convinced that you are bad or broken, it can quite be a big a grief. Dr. Solomon says it's noble, even healthy, to grant yourself time to feel that loss. She says, as long as you eventually work on accepting whatever and given an opportunity to live differently. Challenge your negative mental narrative by sticking to the facts. Buddhists believe in suffering has two arrows. The first arrow is the unfortunate event that happened to us, the painful arrow outside of control. The second arrow is the story we tell ourselves about the event. The suffering of self inflicted, self love. Dr. Solomon says that nothing should not shooting ourselves with the second arrow. The first arrow, for example, could be the fact that a loved one dies of COVID 19. The second could be you telling yourself that you wouldn't have died if you're convinced then to go to the doctor sooner. Or you might be letting yourself, telling yourself that you should have spent the holidays, excuse me, with them despite the fact that they weren't vaccinated. In other words, the situation that can emotionally be painful, of course, but the story we tell ourselves is often the main source of suffering. The good news that we can work on not adding to our pain with negative narrative. Excuse me. Stop seeping in about a pain. Is there any evidence against these thoughts? Is there anything that you can identify that makes things seem okay, seem less bleak? You're not denying reality, but instead pointing out to the things that exist at once. Goodman says. So you can see that the suffering of self-inflicted pain so you does not mean that you were bad or maybe for your skills and your strengths, but it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. By identifying the facts, you are better able to recognize what you are and aren't in control of, define your self worth. narrative is to ask ourselves where the thoughts are coming from. That the good comparisons can fuel negative self-talk. Consider those filtered, filtered Instagram pics that someone you haven't seen in high school and make you feel like pales in comparison to the good suggest asking yourself where is that story coming from and it's actually true. Those questions may help you to realize negative thoughts about yourself and on facts but it's also cultural childhood conditioning. Good evening, Gigi. Thank you very much for stopping by. And let me just state for the record that my friend Gigi has a YouTube channel. And she produces a lot of great content, a lot of tea. I'm gonna ask that. The topic for tonight is how to love yourself. And I was partially inspired by the fact that we do have individuals that, for whatever reason, they bleed themselves, okay, to try to alter what they look like externally. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go on to the next point. Self-love even more challenging. If you belong to a marginalized or historically oppressed group, you may internalize societal messages telling you you're not valuable. And even if you don't believe those messages about your particular group are true about you, says Dr. Gooden, it can pressure to overperform in an attempt to disprove them. Some people start to neglect their physical, emotional, and mental needs in the process of trying to prove at an outward level that they are worthy and that they deserve respect, she says. So I'm just going to go ahead and just go to, you know what, I'm just going to read part of the first next paragraph and I'm going to go to the next point. Okay. Working through oppression and trauma can be incredibly challenging. If you are able, here's some advice to find a culturally comfortable. But trying to be kind to our bodies can be when we honor our bodies, we can shift our relationship then away from judgment and acknowledge that they are and we are worthy of self love and self care. So now I'm going to go to number 5. Practice setting boundaries. Let me just check, make sure. Okay. I apologize. It says I have to make sure that there's no one in the backstage because I sometimes tend to ramble on and people could be waiting several minutes. Setting safe boundaries in relationships is an important step in cultivating self love. Avoid giving your time and energy to people, parents, friends, or partners who trigger feelings of unworthiness. Dr. Solomon advises. Part of practicing self love is not seeking water from an empty well. She says, I recommend making relationship and sexual choices that center around pleasure, comfort, and safety in communication. You might have to end the relationship with someone who makes you feel bad about yourself as a red flag in a romantic relationship, for example. And if you can't necessarily stop all communication right away or at all, in the case of demanding boss saying or a critical parent, Try radical acceptance as outlined by even setting small boundaries. And remind yourself that you are that loving or at least accepting yourself is a worthwhile pursuit. As we mentioned earlier, social media influencers may make self-love seem superficial or even toxic, as in using it as a way to avoid taking responsibility for one action, attributing success to self-esteem instead of privilege. But by being loving to yourself has potential of profoundly impacting your life if you define it as an acceptance of who you are and complement commitment to personal growth. Self-love is a navel-gazing and never contributing to the world. It's actually the best foundation to have a loving, healthy partnership with someone else. It is the best foundation to be a parent. It is the best foundation to share your gifts as you work in the world. And we're going to clock it here. Okay. So as I stated, the reason why I shared this article is that there's certain things that we need to do in order to love ourselves. Okay, part of it is we need to have a healthy appraisal of ourselves. Okay, and not compare ourselves to other people, and particularly when it comes to social media. Okay, part of the problem is we have people who have unrealistic expectations about themselves and about other people. And you also have people who struggle to love themselves. Now, I see here we have a guest, so let me just state for the record that the views of those who appear on the panel are not necessarily those of the host of the channel. Any attempt to copy the term without the consent of the host is prohibited. By appearing on the call, you waive your right to an image. Some of the views that they hold may be considered offensive to some viewers. If you do not like the content, you can block the channel. And now we're going to bring in our guest. Good evening, Gigi.
Hey Jose, how are you?
Hi, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I just went to my phone and saw you was live and came to check you out.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your support.
You're welcome. What you over here being shady or what?
No, 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 no. I'm not being shady. I'm just talking about
You
how to love
behaving.
self. I am.
I'm just messing with
But
you.
I'm not gonna lie. Tonight's topic was how to love yourself. It kind of
Mhm.
based on the fact that unfortunately you have certain people that have a problem with what they look like, so they try to alter their appearance by bleaching their skin and doing all sorts of other stuff, which is not healthy.
Yeah, definitely not. I
Mhm.
agree. It's kind
Yeah,
of sad, you know? Everybody has
yeah. I mean,
insecurity or whatever. None of us are perfect, but it just seems like such an extreme measure to take.
yeah. And I'm not gonna lie. Part of it is also inspired with with actually I have a new name for Exoticals United. I call her chameleon disoriented.
Oh gosh, it's been a lot going on in these YouTube streets. Me and Multi, have you been? I think you have because you do watch Visions of Asia. Have you been seeing what's been going on over there with her and the shit?
Yeah, it's like okay. how can I say this? You know what? Oh, heck with it. She's going to complain. She's going to complain about me no matter what. I can say one plus one is two, and she'll find something to complain about.
I know she's gonna be mad about the video, even though I feel like we were both completely fair in the situation. But she'll probably find a reason to be mad.
Look, you know me. I suffer from a terminal case. I don't care, itis. But this is the point. I mean, if you're going to critique something, at least see it from the beginning towards the end, and just don't get
Yeah,
5 minutes of it and thinking you know the whole story, which you don't.
that's true. That's true. I do try to like when I make my videos, watch everybody involved so that like I have an idea exactly what's going on. Before I come out and start talking about it. We miss the mark sometimes as content creators, but definitely when you're relaying information, you should be trying to verify that that information is correct.
Yeah, and I heard that she mentioned me in that string, which like why?
I
I
did hear
mean,
that.
why? I
I
mean,
d
come on. I mean,
They
I'm
what they
like,
say you're the fake Mr. Rogers, right?
yeah, but then again, according to one individual, I have an STD. I don't practice dental hygiene. I'm broke. I'm demented. I'm lonely. No one loves me. Which is like, really?
Yeah, well, we all have our detractors. It is what it is. It comes with the game.
I know. And let me tell you something. And I say this all the time. Nowadays, to be a YouTube creator, you have to have a thick skin.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
so, and of course, Irby talking about he's a
Irby got dragged too on Bluish's stream. Did you see Bluish's stream? He dragged me and Multi. He dragged Asia. And he drugged Irby. He
okay,
drugged.
but what's the issue? What's his issue now? I mean, come on. I mean,
I think because when we were on Multi stream, we were like joking about him or whatever, and like the black lipstick or whatever, and he gets sensitive, but it really wasn't nothing serious or whatever. But we were just kind of making jokes. But I mean, he's kind of sensitive, but Bluish is like an entertaining character on YouTube, so he be coming out here doing the most on YouTube. So of course people are gonna commentate on it and kiki and giggle. I know you've seen plenty of shows where he has came out here and crashed out.
I mean, look, okay. Personally, I have no issue with Blue Gelato. Okay, I
Well,
mean,
it's not about having an issue, but I'm just saying you would agree that he's an entertaining character on YouTube,
oh,
right?
he's a very
He's funny.
unique. He's very
Yeah.
unique. Okay,
Hmm.
I will say that much.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just that for him to be this angry over YouTube stuff, really?
There's a lot of people that are super angry over this YouTube stuff. I don't let it bother me no more.
Yeah. I mean, look, when everything is said and done, it's entertainment.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Mr. Uganda. That's right, Irby. He dragged Mr. Uganda too.
Okay. Let me ask the $64,000 question. Is there anyone he hasn't dragged?
Um, I don't think so. No, he's drugged you before, hasn't
Oh yeah.
he? I
I
thought he
mean,
did.
I mean,
He
look,
called you a
I
tether, right?
look, I guess some people got to do what they got to do to try to create subs and try to create views and what have you. But with all due respect, and yes, I'm going to toot my horn a little bit, okay, because I deserve it. I mean, within the last 4 weeks, I've gotten like 14,000 views, most of it because of my shorts. and I'm inching my way to 500.
Yeah, I always tell you I enjoy the shorts. I get a good giggle out of them.
Yeah, I mean,
Sometimes
look,
I get recommended old ones about people you used to beef with, and I be laughing.
I mean, particularly when I did my first short regarding our friend from Canada. That one got over 5,500 views.
Is that the one with the dog barking
No,
or the cat
that's
or hitting the cat? The cat's
no,
hitting the.
that's with the child saying, "Oh, excuse me, it's bullshit."
Oh,
And
okay, okay, okay,
that's when you're talking about that he didn't delete his channel.
okay, okay. Oh, so we got distracted from the conversation. Did you even have any commentary on the Lashid and Visions of Asia situation? Did you watch both ladies' streams or videos?
Okay, I have to watch her stream. I'll watch it this weekend. I mean, look, and again, I'm trying not to be critical, but you know what? She's gonna drag me in the mud no matter what. So I might as well say it from my mind. I mean, my thing is this: if you're going to talk about something, view the whole thing, not just 5 minutes of it.
Oh yeah, because she was talking about how you was over there with angry biracial, right?
I mean, look, I haven't look. Okay, I haven't been on this platform, and again, no knock on anything biracial. I haven't been on this platform in months. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I know his content, which is basically, um, I'm not gonna say pandering, but empowering black women.
Hmm.
Okay, and talking about how the kings, so to speak, the kings,
Okay.
not worth is not worth their salt. Look, that's his platform. That's the way he swings, and you know what? More power to him. Actually, I am. Actually, I am cool. Actually, I am cool. Okay, but the thing is this: if you're gonna complain about something, at least see it for yourself. Well, people have been, certain people have been complaining about you and multi for like almost forever. Okay,
Mhm.
um, and they love to create the false narratives. I'm not going to repeat it because we have heard them like 89 gazillion million times.
Well, the most one they're talking about now is just that me and Multi, created all the drama and it was all for content and we just put it together. What people don't realize is that when we all get together and we interact with each other, that creates content. So nobody made anybody do anything that they didn't want to do. They came up, they were on the stream, and they did whatever it is that they wanted to do, and they said whatever it is that they wanted to say to each other. But there is a lack of accountability in this space.
Ye-
But we didn't force anybody to fight. We just had open panels,
Yes,
and open
but
panels
you know
can lead
what?
to fighting.
Yes, but you know what it is, Gigi. You have people that live in an alternate reality.
Mhm. I see through all the bullshit now. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why I call it collective the circus because they act like a bunch of clowns, and it's like get a life. I mean, oh God, when I think about some of the beef that some of these people get into because their skin color is this way, their hair texture is this way, and the fact that you have certain individuals that talk nothing about pretty privilege. I'm sorry, but beauty is fleeting,
Yeah. I
and
mean,
there's
there's different
always
levels. There's different levels to it. You know what I mean? You can still be old as hell, I see very beautiful old women, but yeah, it's fleeting. There's an expiration date on it.
Yeah, and and the fact talking about, oh, you gotta get you gotta get that exotical tax. Really? You gotta look pretty. You gotta your nose gotta look this way. Your hair's gotta look this way. Your eyes gotta look that way. It's like,
Oh gosh.
I mean, sometimes I wonder what type of drugs they on.
Wow. I don't know. It's just content, I guess, right?
Yeah, and and the fact that people are proud of the fact that no one knows what they look like, that no one can figure out what they sound like, and it's like, okay, fine. If that's your cup of tea, fine. That's not me.
Yeah.
So
No, I actually feel like it kind of does you a favor in some ways, even though obviously it's dangerous for the psychos, but it does like free you up in a way where it's like you don't have to worry or stress. You're just out there like this is me and this is it. And this is my channel. You know what I mean? And like more people usually resonate with that than they do with somebody that they don't really know who they are. They're just like a cartoon icon or something.
yeah, I mean, look,
Even
the
though I do
fact
have
of
my
the
little
matter,
cartoon icon, but everybody knows who I am. You know what I mean?
I mean, look, I have been out here in these YouTube streets for 3 years. Okay, at this point, people know who I am and how I swing. Okay, if you want to believe a certain narrative, you know what? Okay, I cannot help you. Okay, uh, I cannot walk on water. I cannot turn water into wine, and I cannot raise people from the dead.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't
how's
know.
mom?
I don't know
Yeah,
what
yeah,
it'll take for people not to take it so seriously and just treat it. I mean, at the end of the day, YouTube is a business. You know what I mean?
it is.
It's a business and it's a social network and it's a
Yeah,
place for you to express your creativity.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's something it's a hobby. Okay,
Mhm.
that's what it is. It's a hobby. Um, there are some people who are successful that can make some money off of it, but I mean, realistically speaking, you have to have like you know thousands of subs, and you have to have everyone hitting you with cash apps and things like that. Um, I am not counting on YouTube to pay my bills. It's
No,
a
I don't
form
think
of
anybody should. I don't think anybody. I mean, even Rose from Queen of Kings right now, she's like making videos about how she's struggling a little bit, trying to keep up with the Joneses and, do the most out here for YouTube. When they were in Arizona, she was quite comfortable. They had a nice house, they had money, and but they went to Hawaii and they're living in a high rise, and it's the most expensive, state, or I don't know if it's a state, but you know what I mean. It's the most
yeah.
expensive area.
No, it's extremely expensive. I think it's one of the most
Hmm.
expensive parts of the country, if I'm not
It is.
mistaken.
It is the most. It's the most expensive state. So yeah, people just be trying to flodge out here in front and be something that they're not. It's better just to be real, so there is no gotcha moment.
Yeah,
And I think that's what Exoticals United should have done. But at the same time, everything happens for everything because it did. Once she built up her channel a little bit, and then all this happened, it kind of did take it to the next level. It brought way more attention to it. I think like even in my live stream or I put the pictures, it might have like I don't know. It has at least 10,000 views, 11,000, something like that. So it really helped her, You're
yeah,
welcome for the promotion. And anybody else I make videos on, you're welcome for the promotion.
yeah.
That's my position. That's what I do. Like I cover the tea. People got little things going on. I make videos about it. At the end of the day, I promote the sector. I'm putting in that work. I'm promoting y'all too. So
I,
it is what it is.
And you know, and I love it how she talked about you at supposedly a struggle channel, but the last time I checked, didn't she reach out to you and Multi?
Yeah, of course. We've all been in these streets for a long time, so it is what it is. But that's all right. I don't feed into all that because like I don't like seek validation from YouTube. I
Yeah,
don't come out here and try to show off or try to gain male attention or validation from women. I just come out here, give my damn opinions on what's going on, and that's enough for me.
yeah. I mean, look, I'm just here to share what little wisdom that I've been given in my 62 years of life. Okay, and whatever do what you want, what you wish. Okay, either take it to heart or you can just tell me to go f myself. I mean, at this point, I really don't care.
Also, a lot of that audience over there aren't really, like biracial people or mixed race people or even light skinned people. There are some, don't get me wrong, but the majority is not. So, like, of course, we're going to have like smaller channels because we are the minority, number one. And number two, like, I started over, Jose. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm running laps around a lot of folks around these parts, to be honest.
Yeah. See, and in my case, look, considering my niche, which is basically dealing with everyday issues, of course, it's not gonna. Okay, of course, it's not going to bring in like hundreds of people to the channel, but I do things differently. And look, it is not a sprint; it is a marathon. It took me a while to get to the point I am now, and it's going to take me more time to get to a point when I be monetized. Until then, I'm just going to be the best version of myself. That's all. Good evening, Lisa.
Hey, Riza. Well, also, not everybody's going to be there for the same type of content. So, some people are subscribed to you just because they enjoy your shorts. That doesn't mean they're necessarily going to come to the live streams. You know what I mean? So, it just depends. But you still get subs, you still get watch time hours, and you still get monetized at the end of the day. As long as they're clicking on your channel, it don't matter where they're clicking, as long as they're clicking.
Yeah, I mean, look, the fact of the matter is, out of the 14,000 views that I've gotten in the last 4 weeks, I would say like a good 10,000 of it is from the shorts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so that lets you know already just by looking at your
Yeah,
analytics that that is your like main focus point, I would say, is like getting them shorts out, continuing that.
yeah, which I continue
So,
to do almost well,
what do you make,
just
like two
about every
shorts a
day.
week? Oh, every day you make a short?
Almost every day. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And, I try to, yeah, and I try to keep it short and humorous. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of them bomb, but, it's trial and error.
Let me see what
So,
did you
how's
say?
Multi doing?
She's doing well. Didn't pass away. You got views on live streams or videos? Um, me, both. Both. I've been putting in a little bit more work because the tea has been juicy out here and entertaining, and so I'm happy that the sector is sectoring. To be honest, so
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? I'll be looking forward to it, Vincent, whenever you do post content.
yeah, me too.
Um,
I'm curious to see what
but
inspires you.
I mean, the fact that Lashi is going after visions is like
So, what do
it.
you think about that, though, as far as people, going back, digging up in your past years ago? And that's kind of like when you become famous and they pull up like your old tweets from like 20 years before and then everybody drags you. It's kind of like that on YouTube. So, what do you think about
I
that?
mean,
That he found
you
maybe
know,
some shaky little comments or whatever on Asia and is, trying to get her with a gotcha moment.
I mean, look. I mean, you have to be kind of petty to be
Mhm.
trying to get a gotcha moment. But you know something? This reminds me of a situation that happened months ago at my job where one union rep had another beef with another union rep, and then so that person was calling the other union rep a liar. So then we had a meeting, okay, and then this person reveals that the reason why there was a beef was over something that happened 7 years ago. And I'm sitting there as like, you mean you are an adult in your late 60s, no less, having a beef over something that happened 7 years ago, and you didn't try to resolve it then?
Yeah, that's why I don't really try to like pull back or reach back, and pull shit from years and years and years ago. I just try to focus on what's going on now, like what you talking about now, because they call it a grift or whatever, but people's YouTube channels do um evolve or whatever, and so does their opinions and points of view. Because I know I've seen some clips, and because I try not to listen to like my old content, and I don't know, I sounded mean. I sounded mean. I sounded like hardcore. Like I was really on that shit, bro.
But
I was like, mixed lights can stand up.
but you
Okay.
know, but you know, Gigi, your haters always talk about the same narrative, okay? And they made like the fact that one stream that you appeared that you was inebriated, okay? I mean, can you let it go? Can you let it go?
Well, no, this is YouTube. People don't let things go, especially if they don't like you. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's part of my story, but I actually learn from my mistakes or whatever.
Yeah, look, look. I have said this before, and I'm not. Well, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it again. It's gonna trigger some people, but I don't care. I've seen, I've seen a level of maturity shown by you, in the last 2 years, and I see now. I've seen with you. I also seen it with Multi.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that also was the times that we was in and the sectors was sectoring and, it just was the environment of the space. I feel like me and Multi helped turn the tide on that. As much as they say that we created all of it, I can at least say that I feel like we turned the tide on all of that by like calling out the bullshit, rejecting the bullshit, making our own narratives, like just growing in our own talking points. And because like after a while we were in there and we're just like, bro, like most of the people doing fucked up shit to us are our own people anyways. Like, you know what I mean? Like people are people at the end of the day. Like we're not no better than nobody else. Nobody's better than us. We're all human beings, and you get like communities of people together and they all kind of engage in the same behavior. I see the same thing in the white sectors and the black sectors and the Latino sectors, like everybody just tearing each other down and apart. Period.
Oh yes, please. I can I can rest assure you we have a share of secret squirrels, secret squirrels in the Latino sector.
Yeah. So it is what it is. But we shall see how things unfold. What did you think about the whole unambiguous exotical storyline? Did you watch that video?
Kind of watch it a little bit. I mean, it's like it's kind of like an argument who's the prettiest one in the bunch, and it's like, so you're gonna argue over that.
Well, I don't think it's about that, but that is funny.
I mean, look,
The argument
I
is
know.
over the fact that she went on Exoticals United's Ops live stream and aired her grievances. And then Exoticals United came out and gave her a public shaming and kicked her out.
Okay, you know what?
And said you weren't supposed to have your ass here anyways. You
Well,
unambiguous.
you know what? Maybe what she could have done, what she could have done if she had a grievance with the Exoticals United, had a discussion with her in private, and try to resolve it that way. Um, and then if it could not be resolved, then maybe she just split, part ways and just call it a day. I mean,
RZA. Uh, that's the only thing I'll give EU credit for is that she was when she does the classy act or whatever, it's kind of boring, but when she gets out here in these YouTube streets and gets ratchet, it does get entertaining.
oh yes, when it's just talk about, well, grab your popcorn, grab your snacks, grab your drink, and let's get messy. But bless their hearts. I mean, look, let me tell you something. They can do whatever they want, but I wouldn't even allow half that stuff to fly on my platform.
That's what you say, Jose. Let them come over here and start a war and watch them views go up. You're gonna be like that. Let me keep this video public and keep this right here on public.
But
Get them views and them subs.
but the one stream that gotten the most views was that stream that lasted almost 5 hours long, and it was like World War III, and that's what happens when you
Okay.
have, yes.
More tea. What did you think? Did you watch the video of the Golden Sphere Drags EU? What did you think about Future? She came out of retirement and was speaking on stuff. You saw it?
I saw it. You know what? Look, this is okay. I'm gonna put it this way. Not because I'm a fan of Future. Okay. I don't have any beef with her. Okay. I mean, she's entitled to express her point of view.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it as that. I mean, I do know
I think I
that.
did a good job. Like I was unbiased on the video and
Yeah, I
everything. Like
think so too. I think so too. But this
yeah.
is but this so but this is the thing, and this is something that kind of um get me, rub me the wrong way. When you try to get me to excommunicate someone from my platform, and you're not able to give a legit reason why, that's not gonna fly in my book. And in fact, we already know what happened. Not only did that person did not get this excommunicated, he became a mod.
Mm, 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 mm. Yeah.
You know,
I thought it was good content though.
yeah. But speaking about content, I did hear a little. A little bit regarding Sakurais. Okay, so he's doing okay. He says that right now he's just taking his sabbatical from social media, so to speak.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad he's okay.
Yeah. So and you know what? I have no issues with the individual. I mean, we all know he has his issues, whatever. But still, what happened to him should not have happened.
What about the whole tea with Creole Chief and Enlightened Beauties and she ran off of YouTube? Did you see that? Did you catch that tea?
No, I didn't. I used to subscribe to the creator formerly known as Creole Chief, but as
Mm.
I mean, it says that I'm sorry, he's not my cup of tea.
No, I'm here for the glow up content. I enjoy watching them come up or whatever. I like it. I mean, he's definitely off the rails and you don't know when he's gonna come for who he's gonna come for, but I'm tuned in. I'm tuned in.
I'm sure. I have a feeling one of these days he'll have me. He'll have his his bullseye on me, even though I'm not saying nothing about him. But hey,
It might be tomorrow. You never know. This is YouTube.
yeah.
He's gonna be like, "Oh, you said I wasn't your cup of tea. Time to drag your ass."
Well, you know what? If you get butthurt simply because I'm saying that you're not my cup of tea, then maybe you should not be in these YouTube streets to begin with.
Oh Lord.
I mean,
Well,
come
you
on.
missed that one. I want to see what you thought about that one because that Enlightened Beauties chick, she had came out and she was real nasty to me and Multi. She used to pretend she was Smiles' sister and she was real nasty. And she had linked up over there with him, and I guess they fell out. So I was definitely watching it. He came out and everything was like, "I apologize, Future. I apologize." And he was like saying that Enlightened Beauties was worse than Future. So I can't.
No, I don't know. Does is he still feuding with Future? I mean, it's like
He
I know there's
apologized for the last I heard. I don't know. But he did share my video about the golden sphere, and he was like he had wrote something on there about her nobody knows her identity and she don't show her face because she was speaking about, I guess, the exotical situation. And I was like, oh Lord. And he was like talking about, he was gonna make a video, but I don't know if he is or not.
I mean, if he does, he does. If not, whatever, whatever. I mean, look, I'm just gonna stay in my lane, be the best version of myself. Okay. Good evening, Irby.
Hey, what's up, Jose? What's up, y'all?
How are
Hey,
you doing
Irving.
tonight?
What did you think about Bluish dragging you over there, Irving? Let's
Oh
get your
my
official
God.
statement.
Oh my God. Ugh. Blue, you know what? I have no problem with Blue. He just take things too sensitive. He's too sensitive out here. It's just a joke. Ugh. He take that shit. I guess he really is mad that I'm calling him. I said he has a toupee.
He says that we have the blackmail divestors on our channel.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I like and and I like white women. I'm like, huh? All right. I don't have no
Yeah,
problem with him.
and I'm a grifter among everything else.
Oh, he said my hair was nappy. So
Oh damn. I forgot about that. Did he? I don't remember.
I'm like, damn. Yeah.
Bluish
Oh,
is
he went off. He went off on that video. He was like, oh, yeah, hair nappy. You're supporting the baby mom. The same old thing.
yeah, he blocked me from the channel again.
I know it's just that you know, you know what? Oh heck with it. He's gonna complain about me no matter what. I'm just gonna say, come out with it. I mean, with him going on talking about say getting out of YouTube, being YouTube, and then going overseas because he cannot find a woman over here in the U.S. and all that, and
No, that's
Cool,
not
blue.
him. He was making
No,
fun
no,
of
blue.
Mulatto Vanguard for that. He was saying that the mixed race people, the biracial people, the men are confused. They don't know who they are. They think they're Latinos now. They want to learn Spanish and shit and go to the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm gonna say about Blue. He don't talk about shit like that.
Yeah.
okay. Well, okay. First, okay. This is gonna go. This is gonna be considered an unpopular opinion, but I'm gonna say it anyway. One thing I will say about Mulatto Vanguard, I mean, he does come across as being intelligent, knowledgeable. He's definitely educated. He's he's well traveled. Okay, and you know and to some people, he's not their cup of tea. That's all. No big deal.
I don't got nothing nice to say about any of them. They all weird and weak to me. Other than Blue, I once upon a time liked him until he started going off on me. But I don't got nothing nice to say about any of them.
I mean, look, the problem. Okay, the problem. Okay, the problem with Bush Duetto. I mean, he sounds like. I'm sorry. He sounds like he has the thinnest skin in the world. Okay, and my thing is this, my dude. If you're going to be in this YouTube
Hold on,
street,
y'all. I'll be back.
yeah, you gotta have thicker skin than that, my dude. Because if I was to act anywhere even close to him, considering all the stuff that was said about me, I would have been in these. I would have left these YouTube streets a long time ago.
You know the craziest thing about all of this, the person that brought him up on the stream, he didn't even go after.
Okay, I guess
Yeah.
that's.
Who was that?
Rakim was the one who brought up his name, and he forgot all about Rakim on the stream. He went after me, Uganda, he went after all of us except for Rakim.
You know what? Let me
Oh.
shut up. Let me shut up because I already said more than enough about him anyway.
You know they're cloud watching right now, Jose. You got like
I
what
know.
eight people watching, and then only 4 people is commenting.
Oh, is 8 people? Are 8 people in the clouds right now? How many people's in the clouds right now, Jose?
Well, supposedly there's 5 people viewing, but I guess there's probably at least 2 people in the clouds. One of them probably be bluish. The other one could be, who knows? It could be our friend from Canada. I mean, I don't know. But
I don't know
it's
about
just
that. You mean the clown from Canada? He was never my friend. So
okay. Now. Let's be diplomatic.
he was on Miss Elite channel trolling last night. I wanted to block him, but I didn't have a wrench.
I'm trying to
What,
remember
what
what that
was
y'all
he
had so much
doing?
views. I don't remember. It's so much
Okay,
shit's happened. I can't keep up.
okay, what was he doing in Miss Elite's channel in the first place? I mean, no. Okay, you know what? Because you would not think that that's her type of content will lead him to go over there. No disrespect to Miss Elite. I mean, she is a very articulate young lady. It does that. I just could not see our friend from Canada over there.
No, he knows Miss Elite from a long time. Miss Elite's been in these streets a long time as well.
Mhm.
She's the one who showed us his picture before because he used to be anonymous, and Miss Elite's actually the one who. Well, I don't know if somebody else put it out before and then she got it, but she's the one who basically showed the golden sphere, the picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she doxed him. I don't want to.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if somebody else had already. I think she said that he sent it to her in an email, though. I'm pretty sure she put it out there, but I could be wrong. But I don't know who put it out there first, but I could have swore she said that he sent her that picture in the email and she put it out there. Yeah.
Could it be that he was trying to go on a date with her?
I don't know. Really, I don't know.
I mean, you know what?
I mean, I've had people send me their picture and not try to kick it, so it could be either way.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, because
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
I sent you a picture of meat before, and I ain't trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Irby, not everyone thinks logically. You got to remember that. But I love her comment that was made. Canada's great. Great what?
Shout out to my Canadian audience. I appreciate y'all. I see y'all.
Well, believe it or not, I actually got some people from watching from the UK, some people from India, and I think some other parts of Asia. But as always, it seems like most of the people who watch my content are from like 25 to 44.
I don't really see many other
Mhm.
countries except for Canada, UK. I think that's it. I don't really have like Indian viewers or anything like that, or Asians.
Maybe because of the language.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Jose said he gets people from India and stuff like that watching him, so I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know.
Mm.
I
But he
guess,
also does them shorts, right? They find them through shorts, like not in
yeah,
sectors.
yeah,
And maybe some of the topics.
yeah.
Some of the topics you
So,
do.
Irby, what do you think about the topic about how to love yourself?
Of course, you always gotta love yourself, whether it be physically, racially, ethnically.
Okay.
Okay.
So, of course, I know you have a couple of comments regarding those that, for whatever reason, have to alter their appearance through bleaching.
Yeah, it's just sad and just sad. I feel like that's a mental illness. People that's willing to go do that is more than just self hatred. Is a mental illness because they could go do other stuff because nothing. Okay, they go do plastic surgery and all this other stuff. Body dysmorphia. Now,
I
well, don't
look.
get me wrong. Everybody has their insecurity. I know I had some when I was younger. Middle school or high school, but you start to grow out of it. But for you certain at a certain age to be like that, it's a problem.
Yeah, but what gets me is when you have certain creators that are proud of the fact that they can hide their appearance, they can hide their voice, they can, you know, hide behind an avatar. I mean, you know what? Whatever floats your boat, fine.
You know, it's YouTube, Jose. YouTube has
Yeah, I know.
Well, Irby, you said you want to make a channel. Are you going to hide behind your avatar?
both riff. So, social media is different. But YouTube in particular is it's a different ball game.
Irby, Irby, you said you were going to
Yeah.
make a channel. Are you going to hide behind your avatar?
Yeah.
Ah,
So you,
Yeah.
are you going to be the male version of Exoticals United?
Oh no, that see, and I brought that up to you was in here Gigi, you had left Moti stream. I brought that up to Moti. I said maybe I need to if I start my channel, I need to come out and show my face and represent for the brown skins out here. Okay, she was like, you need to go, you need to do it. Because at this point they made anonymous look crazy.
well, you could be a brown skin exotical.
And you can, and you can focus on, getting that as exotical tax.
Oh no. Yeah, like I told y'all on multi-stream, it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way with the men.
But you know
It
what?
doesn't.
Talking about
It doesn't
pretty,
work that way with the men.
I will say though, arguing with women is definitely better. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not arguing with none of these men that are freaks on the internet anymore. Like, it is kind of better in some ways to have. I mean, you guys are cool because we've known each other for years or whatever, like cyber wise. But out here arguing with these strange men on the YouTube is not good either. When you're a woman,
but what makes it worse if when they let their emotions govern their actions.
What'd you say, Jose?
I say it's worse when you let your emotions govern your actions.
Oh yeah, yeah. I used to do that out here. I used to, and then I learned. Just like there's no
Well,
feelings in baseball, there's no crying in baseball, there's no crying in YouTube.
yeah. I mean, look, when I started my YouTube channel, I had a term for these people. They're mentally and intellectually challenged. Because these people, yes, they were challenged. And they're still being challenged.
That's why it's funny when that Ditzy Bratz chick on her video, she's like, I just look around and I just see everybody from my left and right is mentally ill. Like I'm just like, you just realize that? Like all these people are mentally ill.
Yeah. I mean, look, I've seen it on so many different platforms. And then people, whatever reason, they will try to challenge other creators on their platforms.
Shit.
Knowing that they can mute these individuals or remove them from the panel.
Shit. I look at some of my content and I look like I'm mentally ill at times. So you know what I mean? But
Oh, how you be, well, you be cool. You be going crazy sometimes. You
No,
be you cool.
okay.
when I get triggered, you never know when I'm gonna lash out. You know what I mean?
Gigi, the way I see it, it's you're more passionate.
I rather see
Okay.
it as you being. I rather see it as you being yourself and human versus people that's pretending and acting like nothing. People being.
Yeah, yeah.
Pret-
I definitely came out with my heart on my sleeve. Yeah. But I learned from that too, because like I said, there's no crying in YouTube. When you come out and you're crying and you're going through shit, then people are like, you're playing the victim, stop. We don't give a fuck. So it's just like, okay, like maybe I shouldn't hit the live button when I'm like in the middle of a mental breakdown,
But
or an
what
emotional
yeah, but what
fit.
gets me is you have one individual that tries to challenge me on my platform, and then there's another person on the panel that doesn't like you, and you're going to try to challenge me. It did not.
Who you talking about?
You know
Who
who
you
I know.
talking
You
about?
know who. You know who I'm talking
Oh,
about.
Zacharias?
The
Yes.
funniest.
Oh,
The funniest thing I've seen all these people all of a sudden they come out when it's like the people that was crying about the drama. They all seem to know how to come out when there's like a lot of drama and tea involved,
they
and they
always
be
show
all
up. Yeah.
and they all be missing from their channels. Who know? Next thing you know, you'll see Magic pop up.
Where you at, Magic? Step your biracial ass up.
Oh yeah, but wait a minute. Remember, her mission is to bring healing to the platform.
Well, she gave up on that healing because shit don't look healed. No, actually, I mean, I would say actually things are a lot better, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
It's just the golden days of our lives. This is almost like high school sometimes to me when you get on YouTube.
that's why I call it the circus. That's why I say the circus is alive and unwell.
Because you got these grown ass people groveling and bowing down at a person on the avatar person.
Well, you learn real quick that clout is king, baby, on YouTube, on all social media.
Yeah.
People will agree with and do the strangest things to be next to someone with some clout, or
Yeah.
to or to find clout, seeking clout.
Yeah.
We all want.
But
Oh, my phone's about to die.
okay. Well,
Oh, Gigi, I sent you a funny video. Check it out.
Okay. Well, I'm getting it. It's been fun, but I'm gonna stop to wrap this up because first of all, my voice is starting to go, and I'm not doing another 5 hour stream. So, any final thoughts?
Great stream holder as always. Keep doing you. Don't let
Okay.
nobody stop you. And as always, out.
Okay. Well, thank you. Like I said before, I suffer from a terminal disease called I don't care itis. But I'm just gonna. Well, thank you very much. Now I'm just gonna give you my final thoughts. Um, the fact of the matter is, there are people that do struggle loving themselves. So, hopefully, um, by watching this content, they can see, the certain things they can do to try to bring a healthy self-esteem. And it's an effort. Okay, and you have to have the motivation to love yourself and to take the steps to to try to create a healthy and self-esteem. As always, huge shout out to all those who watch from the chat. Huge shout out to all those who appear on the panel, and huge shout out to those who watch for the clouds. And of course, the playback grand. Do your thing. Make your comments. Just try to keep it positive. Um, Monday, I will be talking about domestic violence because it is a serious topic, and unfortunately, we do know people who've been victims of DV. So, with that being said, um, enjoy your weekend. Um, have fun. Um, learn how to laugh at times, and just be the best version of yourself. And of course, I'm going to close the same way I always close, which is we must do everything possible to avoid the presence of the mentally and intellectually account challenge, because if we fail to do so, we will be infected by their stupidity and insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron saying good night, take care, and peace.